Despite the demise of the Royal Show in 2009, its equine legacy continued a year later with the Royal Festival of the Horse. And in the middle of that event, the Farrier Championships, that have been such a feature of the Royal, continued as before. 4 days of intense competition for apprentices and qualified farriers alike, concluding with the National Championships. Here's a snapshot of what went on.
Two specimens are, one's a double caulking sort of draft shoe. I've made it a particular way that you have to flip the heel over and fire weld it instead of forging a heel like a roadster. It's slightly different from what the guys are used to making. They're used to making double roadster type heels, so they're going to find that a bit alien to them. The other shoe they're having to make is a deep-seated bar shoe, which is one of the most difficult shoes to make, you know, because they deep seat all this out here and you know, have no sole pressure at all, and there's a lot of work in forging the bar to get this sort of shape here, just slight frog support. So it's quite a test, and they're only getting 75 minutes, and the foot judge has given them a hunter fit on the foot, so it's going to be quite a tough test for them.
Stewarding, is that quite a dull job?
There is that, but it's watching world champions and how fast they go and some of the stuff they do. I have no idea how on earth it comes out at the end of the day, but it is pretty amazing watching some of them top competitors.
Like so, I mean, you're quite early days in your farrier career, but I mean, do you find this quite inspiring then?
Yeah, it's very inspiring watching world champions.
apprentices have to do, or it's broken down into 3 classes. We have the junior apprentices, the first and second year apprentices that have to make reasonably simple concave shoes. Then we have the senior apprentices, the 3rd and 4th year apprentices that have to make the slightly harder 3/4 fullered shoes. So that's the 2 main classes, and then the people that enter those 2 classes can enter a 3rd class, which is a therapeutic class, again slightly harder, which is a bar shoe and a deep-seated front shoe. And they can go into both of those classes if they want. The first thing I look at is, have they made my shoe? The skill in any competition is to make the judge's shoe. Each judge has their own slightly different style, or they'll make a shoe to a slightly different style. And that's where the skill comes into it. You've got to make somebody else's shoe.